Hi guys, I thought today we would quickly go over the agent missions for new players. We're just going to give you a very quick overview on how they work, as there seems to be some confusion about how you can find agents and do their missions. So for this tutorial, we're going to discuss doing just a simple level 1 security mission for an agent. So they're kind of considered the easiest of all of the rankings. You have level 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, with obviously 5 being the most difficult. So within Eve, if you come to your menu up here, the Neocom, you can find agents very easily by going to Activities and then the Agency here. Now if I go home here, your screen should look something like this when you open it. If I click on Agents and Missions, for me it's in the top left, you can see different kinds of agents and missions that are available to us. So for instance, we have Paragon agents. They give out emblems and logos for your ships and stuff like that. We have mission agents. Those are what we're interested in today. If you're a brand new player, there are career agents available. Career agents are separate to mission agents in the fact that they train you how to do a certain career path in EVE Online. There are a set of very simple entryways into a certain career path, such as mining, exploration, or combat, PvP, that kind of thing. Epic arcs are a continuation of missions. It's probably the best generalization of it. But they're long-spanning kind of storyline. Each faction kind of has their own, and you should definitely check them out if you get these standings, which you'll need to apply them. After you start EVE Online, you will be greeted with these Sisters of Eve Epic arc that will be unlocked for you from the get-go. It's very highly recommended that you actually complete that epic arc, so we'll go through that at some point as well. And the last one we have here is storyline agents. So they greatly increase your standing with the faction you're doing the mission for, and they can often involve things like little tidbits of lore and universe building for you as well. So again, but for today we're just going to quickly talk about mission agents. We're going to click on this little screen here, and you'll see that we have different types of missions available to us. We have security, which is shooting things. Distribution, which normally involves picking up an item from somewhere and dropping it off. Mining agents will require you to go and find ores. Sometimes they're generic ores that you can find anywhere, and sometimes they're specific mission ores that spawn in mission sites. Research and development agents are slightly different. We'll touch on that at some point in future, but essentially you can work with these NPCs and build up research for specific things. So if you're into that kind of thing, it might be useful for you. And locator agents. These are really useful if you're a bounty hunter, air quotes there, or a pirate who's got a grudge against someone and you want to find out where someone is in EVE Online. So you work with them and they will help you track down the last known whereabouts of a certain capsuleer. So for today's example, we're just going to quickly go over security agents, the shooting guys, because they're quite easy. You'll see on the left side here I have my filters, so I'll quickly go over them. The agent level, as we discussed, is kind of the difficulty of the mission. So obviously level 1 agents will give out easiest missions. They should be accessible to you from the get-go if you have normal standings with the factions. The location is how far do you want to jump to get to the agent. Obviously very useful if you're in the middle of nowhere and you want to know where the next one is. Security status is what security status is the agent located in. So, high, low, null, etc. The faction is what faction does the agent work for. So obviously as you do these missions you gain standings with factions and stuff like that, so it's good to grind them out. And the corp, you can, if you wish to get specific loyalty points, which we'll cover some other time, you can choose a specific corp to work for. So for instance, we've chosen the Minmatar Republic as our faction, so we have Boundless Creation, Brutal Tribe, etc, etc, etc. So you can narrow it down there. And you can ignore standing requirements if you want. That basically will allow you to show all agents, even if you don't meet the standings, the opinion that the faction has of you to do that mission. It's kind of useful if you're located in a certain area of space and you want to just check around if there is an agent that might be available to you, but you just don't have the standings. Okay. So in our level 1 case, we can see that actually we have Kills Anthrin, hope I pronounced that right, and he's in our current station. So that's great, that's fantastic. But let's, for the sake of this, say that we're going to use Ildmirth ETA. Okay, so we can see she's in Arloth, which is a 1.0 high security system. It's one jump away. Her corporation is the Republic Justice Department. So if we want to quickly get to her, without getting lost, what we can do is we can right click and set destination. We could also, from this menu, by right clicking on her, start a conversation. This will normally just be a generic, hey, sounds great, you meet the standings, I'd be happy to work with you, why don't you come to the station? So let's quickly undock here. I'm just using a Thrasher for this example, but a frigate should be fine for the level 1 missions as well. So now we need to actually go and talk to this agent. You have to dock up and actually talk to mission agents. There are some mission agents, epic arcs and things like that. They're out in space, so you'll have to actually warp to a spaceship out in space and engage them. We can see that in our overview here, which yours will look different to mine, I'm sure. This yellow icon means that the destination is through this Stargate here. We know that the agent is in Arloth. That looks all fine to me. So we're just going to click on the jump button here. We'll automatically warp to it. And I will speed this section up for you so you don't have to see me travelling to her. So now we're just about to warp into the station here. We're going to dock up, and that will allow us to talk to the agent in question. You can do that by clicking on the structure in your overview and clicking this dock up button here. If you've got the stand-ins to go to the station, which you should have, you can just dock up here and access the agent. So now we're docked up. On the right side of the station menu here, you can see a couple of tabs. We have guests. This just shows the current other players who are docked up. That could be useful. You kind of want to see who's around you, who's doing what. Agents is the tab we're looking at. We can ignore offices. Offices are corporations that have their home base, I believe, in this station, so it's an easy way to see if people are playing in the same space as you. You can apply to them. And hangars. Of course, this will show your ships, and it can be an easy way just to quickly use a ship rather than going into your inventory and ship window, etc., etc. So let's click back on agents quickly. We can see our agents here. We've got agents of interest. Now, these are agents who might have jobs for us. Here you can see I've been offered these free jobs by these mission agents, but they're not the ones we're interested in. You can see that this one is 17 jumps away. He's a distribution agent. He's a storyline distribution agent. That's not what we're after. This chap is 1 jump away, again, storyline, security. And this chap is 4 jumps away, storyline distribution. But we're here to see Illidan Murph, ETA. So she's waiting here for us. We can double click to bring up this dialogue option. On the left here, you'll have your lore, so to speak, about the mission, why you're doing the thing you're doing. The important thing on the mission is over on the right, the objective here at the top. Our objective here is to eliminate the disgruntled ex-employee. Fantastic. We can see that he is located in Brundakar, sorry. So this mission contains normal ship restrictions. So some missions, as you go further along, will have what are called ship restrictions. It means that certain types of ships can't go and run the mission. If we click on this, we can see this site is restricted to certain ship types. You may use your Thrasher, which is the name of the ship that we have here. We're in a Thrasher at the moment, to access it, or you can use one of the following types of ship: an assault frigate, attack battlecruiser, battleship, etc., etc., etc. So our rewards here, you can see that we get 25,000 ISK. Now this doesn't pay a lot of ISK because it is a level 1 mission. I'm just doing this for the sake of teaching you guys. And we'll get 34 loyalty points. As I say, we'll talk about loyalty points some other time. Essentially, as you do work for these corporations, they not only give you ISK, but they give you loyalty points, which can be spent in the store, in the station menu, over up this icon here. So it's worth grinding out for some items, and you can make a profit selling some of them. Now we have bonus rewards down here. The following rewards will be awarded to you as a bonus if you complete the mission within 1 hour and 32 minutes. So I think we'll get that done. 30,000 ISK if we do it within the 1 hour and 32 minutes mark when we hit the accept button. So we've not clicked any buttons here, we've just spoken to her. Now we can accept her mission, which will obviously start the timer on this 1 hour 32 minutes. We can decline, we don't want to do the mission, or we can delay, which means that we'd like to come back and do it a bit later. Okay? For the sake of this, let's just click on accept. Now you'll see that she said something else. She's told us you need to finish your current mission. Don't talk to me until then. She's a very rude lady. We're going to ignore her and just close this box. Now, if you don't see this agent mission tab here, this tells you what your current mission is. You can see the title, The Disgruntled Employee. It's an encounter in Dead Space. And we need to travel to Brundakar. You can go up here and click the icon that says this little silhouette of a man with a hat. You can click him, and your agent mission should appear for you. So this little tab is actually very useful, and it makes the whole agent process very linear and quite easy to work out. So we're going to click this button. It's telling us that we need to undock to start working on the mission. And you can see that now that we've undocked, the button has actually updated. It says you need to travel to Bundakar 0.9. Would you like to set the destination? So if we click that button, it means we can automatically get our destination set. And just like last time, I'm going to speed this footage up as we walk to the next system. We are now in the Bundakar system. This is where the mission takes place, where we have to kill this disgruntled ex-employee. As I say, the main way you'll be doing these missions is by following this little box here. You need to warp to the mission location, and you can click on the warp to location. This will take you to a mission site for your mission. It's only visible to you. It's worth noting, however, that other people can scan you down using combat probes. So if you haven't learned how to use your directional scanner over here, or D-scan as we normally call it, it's worth reading up on. Obviously in high-sec spaces, there's a very low risk of you getting ganked. These are level 1 missions. I don't think anyone's going to really particularly want to kill a innocent little Precious today. Now, if you don't want to use this tab here and you're a little bit lost for whatever reason, you can just right-click in Eve. You can see that we have a new tab here. It says Agent Missions, the disgruntled employee, the encounter, that's the location we want to go to, and we have our options. So we could add it as a waypoint, show it on the map, etc, etc. Now we are going to warp to the location. Great, so we've warped in. This is our mission area. You can see that we have what's called an acceleration gate here. So all you need to do to activate this, you can do it 2 ways. You can click on the item in space, and then you can, of course, use this button here, activate gate. Or you can click in the overview here. You can see this little icon. It looks like 2 fast forward signs on an old VHS. And again, you just click on Activate Gate. Essentially, this is going to throw us forward into space to where the action takes place. Now, the gate exists to stop ships of the certain type going into the mission area. And we can see it's a level 1 mission, so it's not too difficult. I'm going to speed up the footage here for you because I'm sure you don't want to watch me take out these little drones. You can see again our mission tab is updated with our objective. It now says you need to travel to Arlof, which is a station we just came to, where the agent is waiting for us to hand in the mission to say we've completed it. So again, we'll set destination, and I'll see you guys when we dock up to meet the agent again. Okay, so now we've docked up here. All that is left for us to do to get our reward is to talk to Indormuth, ETA, and hand in the mission. So again, we can do that by finding her on this right section here, double-clicking her, and simply completing the mission. So you can see that our standings have increased. As we say, that's kind of like their opinion of you. We've gained our ISK, we got the reward as well, and we got the loyalty points, including the bonus there. Fantastic. So there you go. You've just completed your first mission. Now, if you're looking for more of a challenge, after you've finished a couple of these level 1 missions, you can start running level 2s. And don't be worried, you might lose a ship or two. But the whole idea is they can teach you the basics of combat. You can make some quite easy passive ISK. And it's a nice way for you to get familiar with EVE Online. So I hope that's been helpful to you. I've been Behind the Pod, and fly safe out there, guys.